To finish up the series, let's take a look at how you can export out your song. So in my arrangement view here, I've arranged some clips, so it's spanning from bar 1 all the way to the end of bar 45. And then I've just set up some loop locators from bar 1 to bar 49, so it just includes some extra bit after the end of bar 45. And then on the master chain, I've just added a peak limiter just to help increase the overall limits of the song of about 5 dB. Okay, so now let's take a look at how you export out your song. You go to the File menu and then down to Export Out Audio, or you can use the shortcut Command-Shift-B or Control-Shift-B on the PC. Then up here, you can choose the formats that you want to use to export out your format. And the real nice thing is that you can export out multiple options in one go. For example, here, I want to export out a WAV file and an MP3. You can choose what bitrate you want to use. So there's the option of 16-bit, 24-bit, or 32-bit floating. I want to use 16-bit because I want to downsample it down to the CD rate of 44.1 kilohertz at 16 bits. At the time range here, you're choosing the time that you want of your selection. So you can either select the arrangement. So if you just look in the background here where it's been grayed out, the arrangement is going from bar 1 to bar 49. Or I can use the loop region. Now I've just created the same loop region over here, but if I had to go back into this arrangement and maybe change the loop region down to bar 17, then go back to File and Export Out Audio, if I select the loop region, you can see it changes to where I've set that loop area. But I'm just going to go and extend that out back again to bar 49, go back to File and Export Out Audio. Then over here, you can choose which tracks you want to export out. The project master is whatever comes out the master chain, so all my tracks are routed out to the master, or you can choose individual tracks. This is quite nice if you just want to export out some stems to send to another user. For example, maybe you want to export out just the drums and the bass, then you can select those tracks. What I did was I held down Command or Control, and here you can select which tracks you want to export out. But I want to export out the master, so I'm going to select that. As I said, I want the sample rate to be 44.1 kilohertz, which is the CD audio standard, but I do have the option of setting it to 48 kilohertz as well. Then for the render out options, you can render out in real time or non-real time. Now, real time is great if you've got some external hardware gear connected to your system and you want to include that in the render. Then you'd select real time. But I'm doing everything in the box, so I don't need that. I want to add dither because dither is the process where it adds a small bit of low-level noise into the audio, so it just prevents any truncation of the audio as it's rendered down to a different format. And then lastly, I've ticked this option here, open target folder when it's done. So I'm going to choose a location, and when the render is done or the export is done, it's going to open up that location so I can test out the audio file. So I'm going to click OK. I can choose the location. In my desktop, I've created this folder here, Bitwig Export, and I'm going to save it to there. And I just want to give the file name Bitwig Export. Let's just keep it simple. So this is going to export out a WAV or WAV file and an MP3. So I'm going to click Save, and under the notifications here, you can see the export out process. Then when it's done, it's opened up this folder for me showing the exports, and I can just play it back just to make sure that everything exported out fine. So here's the WAV file. That's playing back perfectly fine. And the MP3 is the MP3 that I exported out at 320 kilobits per second. So I'm going to test that out as well, just to make sure that everything exported out correctly. So there you go. There you see how easy it is to export out your audio in Bitwig. So I hope you found this series very informative and it gives you a very good grounding on how to use Bitwig. Now get in there and start testing out these features and building up your Bitwig projects.